in the research from Great Greenwashing is a concept called astroturfing, which is where these big corporations, particularly the highly polluting ones in oil, gas, etc., they own a lot of media companies and they feed in and create these dialogues and concepts that a lot of us have grown used to. There's two that are currently going on. One is doomism, right? Like we're
Mhm.
screwed. Don't worry about it. Just stop doing what you're doing. That's pushed by them. But the other one is this idea of the perfect environmentalist. There's no
Mhm.
such thing as a perfect environmentalist. None of us are. I think I'm probably wearing something from fast fashion at the moment, right? Oh no, but it's not about being perfect, and the more we strive for that, the more we're going to just, burn ourselves out. So, for everybody listening, you don't have to be perfect. What we do need to do, we need to be moving the needle in the right direction. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's not black and white. It's not happening tomorrow. Just keep moving things forward because otherwise we're just going to stop and eventually the whole ball is gonna roll backwards. We have to keep moving it forward, and it doesn't need to be perfect. The example of phones and anything with rare earth minerals, electric vehicles as well, is actually a very good example where, I grew up in Southern California. We've been talking about 100% electric vehicles since I was a kid, and it never happened. It still hasn't happened. But finally, somebody pushed a conversation forward around electric vehicles. And that became a differentiator for automobile companies. So much so to the point now, I think every major automobile company has at least one electric vehicle in their lines, if not more. So now the differentiator is no longer electric vehicles because we know they're not amazing. They have lots of inherent problems in them. But are they better than a combustion engine? Absolutely. So now, because companies are no longer competing on just having an EV, they need to think further ahead. And some of the automobile companies that I do work with are already looking at what is next beyond electric vehicles. How do we make a better electric vehicle, a more sustainable one? Or do we scrap that idea entirely and create something that doesn't need rare earth minerals, that isn't so problematic? We keep moving the needle forward and onward and upward to create a more sustainable future. And to your original point of the whole thing around the cost of goods, just a little anecdote since I was talking about Vietnam earlier. I accidentally found in Saigon a coffee shop that actually pays a fair wage, does everything above board and entirely ethically, and you pay the true cost of a cup of coffee. Oh my gosh. Like, the cost of a cup of coffee is out of control. I think I had an espresso, and it was 35 US dollars. That is
Mhm.
the true cost of goods that people aren't quite ready to realize, and that's just coffee. You can't even begin to have the conversation around how much a piece of clothing actually costs if we didn't pay slave wages.